Hey everyone, Garrett O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team here at Lead Realty. Thank you for clicking on this video. Now in today's video, we're gonna be going over some information about Fort Walton Beach. However, this information is questions that we get from people that have moved to Fort Walton Beach and have asked them to us. So we're gonna be answering some general information about Fort Walton Beach. So hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned. All right, question number one is, what are the best beaches in Fort Walton Beach? Something that everybody loves to hear is that there's plenty of beaches to go to along the whole Emerald Coast. Fort Walton Beach is the same. From my personal opinion, for anyone that is really on the Emerald Coast, but specifically Fort Walton Beach, I think some of my favorite beaches are on Okaloosa Island. Okaloosa Island is really cool because it has a bunch of restaurants, it's got a good amount of bars, it's got a pier, so if you like fishing, plus the beaches are just like what you see in the pictures and what you imagine the Emerald Coast to be. It's the white sand, it's the warm water, it's the clear water. It is absolutely gorgeous, so really no matter where you choose on Okaloosa Island is going to be a beach that you're absolutely going to love. While not all of it is public, most of it pretty much is. You can really get onto any beach that you really want. There's public access to pretty much everywhere. There are some private ones, but you really don't have to worry about that. As long as you're not sitting in their chairs that might belong to resorts, you're perfectly fine. You're gonna love these beaches. Anywhere down 98 on Okaloosa Island, you're gonna absolutely love if you wanna be kind of left to yourself and not be around a bunch of buildings. But Okaloosa Island, right next to Rock and Tacos, or behind it I should say, there's actually a lot of fun stuff to do. There's volleyball courts, you can go onto the pier, you can get access to the different bars and restaurants. So if you have a family or if you're with your friends, that's where I recommend going. And for any new residents to Fort Walton Beach, that's where I always tell them to go if they wanna go see the beach for themselves or for the first place they visit when they move here. And question number two is, what is the weather like in Fort Walton Beach? Well, it's an easy answer. Right where we are, it's a subtropical climate. So the summers are going to be warm. You'll experience more than likely temperatures in the 80s and 90s with the feels like temperature going to be hundreds or sometimes even higher. So you're always going to want to make sure that you have sunscreen and you're drinking plenty of water because it's humid, it makes you feel even hotter than it actually is, and you obviously sweat a lot, so you're gonna be losing a lot of water. With that being said, our winters can actually get pretty cold. There's times where we've woken up and it's in the 30s. We had a freeze last year. It actually cost me my radiator because it cracked. So the area isn't necessarily used to being that cold, but it does wake up, in the mornings you'll get 30-degree weather. Most of the time you'll experience 40s to 60s, which the 60s is gonna be a lot more comfortable, but you do wanna prepare for the colder weather, and that's just how it is. But I would say 3/4 of the year, you're gonna be very comfortable with the temperatures you're gonna experience while living in Fort Walton Beach. And you'll really like the weather if you like being in an area that's a little bit warmer. And question number three, what are the housing options in Fort Walton Beach? Well, luckily there's kind of something for everybody. If you are at the higher end of the budget, you have single family homes that are on the water. You have waterfront condos. You have just regular single family homes. You have apartments, you have townhomes, you really have everything. You're gonna find something no matter which budget you're gonna have, and you're gonna find something no matter which taste you have. I will say that a lot of the homes in Fort Walton Beach tend to be on the older side. A lot of them were built in like the 60s, 70s, 80s eras, so you're gonna have homes that are a little bit smaller, but you also are gonna have a lot of homes that were purchased later on that actually got demolished and rebuilt with some newer constructions. You're gonna have whole developments that are newer, so you will kind of find anything that you want. Most of the time I will say that if you are going to buy a house that's in the 70s, that was built in the 70s, more than likely you're gonna have to put some money into it. A lot of the people that have lived here their whole lives and they're moving for one reason or another. So you might need to find a house that's a bit older and renovate, especially to get a really good deal on a house. Now, again, with that being said, you are gonna run into a lot of people that like to renovate as like investment properties, they buy and flip. So you can actually find a house around here that was built in the 70s that's pretty much looking brand new. So there is something for everybody. I would say if you're moving from anywhere in the US, you will find something you like, as well as at probably a better deal than what you would actually expect. I do want to note that obviously since interest rates are going up, it is pushing a lot of buyers away. So when it comes to if you have the means to do so, buying right now could be the best thing because obviously interest rates go up and that means that your purchasing power goes down. So really, with that being said, it pushes a lot of buyers out. That means the houses that are on the market need to sell or they want to sell. So you could potentially, ask the world of the seller. So if you put in an offer, you can ask for closing costs. You can ask for certain repairs done. You can really make a lot of requests and you never know. They might accept it because they need to sell and they want to get a good deal in their home. Question number 4 is, how are the schools in Fort Walton Beach? Well, luckily that is a very easy answer. The landscape for schools in Fort Walton Beach is solid. The high schools in the area, the elementary schools, I mean everything. There's plenty of after-school activities and programs that kids can get involved in, and that's obviously a huge question for people that are moving here, especially military families or just people looking for a change of scenery, to know how the schools are. You don't want your kids going to schools that aren't performing very well. I'm happy to say that these schools in Fort Walton Beach are all very, very good. They're solid. They have excellent staff, excellent teachers. Again, plenty of after-school programs, sports programs that kids can get involved in. And it's also a beach town, so even if the after-school program is going to the beach after you get off school and going, hanging out at the pier, plenty of things going on, so your kids will have a good time and enjoy their time while they're here in Fort Walton Beach. So in my opinion, you have nothing to worry about if you're concerned about the quality of education that they'll get if you move to Fort Walton Beach. And question number 6, what is the actual cost of living here in Fort Walton Beach? You will all be happy to hear that the cost of living here is right about that national average. You're not going to find too many things that are going to be costing you more or significantly less than probably what you're used to paying for now. That has changed recently just because, again, we all went through COVID, so we know that prices have gone up. So you will be used to paying, probably, again, where you are right now, you'll probably be paying around the same. Really, the only variable is housing. So housing is going to be the only variable. That's the only one we're really going to be, again, I would say it's probably around the national average. Typically, you can find a house here in Fort Walton Beach and kind of the greater Fort Walton Beach area anywhere between $350,000 to $400,000. And the 7th and final question that we get all the time are, what are the healthcare facilities like? You'll be happy to hear that there are some great hospitals in Fort Walton Beach alone. You have White Wilson and the Fort Walton Medical Center. Again, fully staffed, they're great doctors, great nurses. Everybody that is there that's a support staff is very helpful, very kind, so they will help you get taken care of and also point you in the right direction if you need to find different types of doctors. Better yet, too, if you can't find the doctor that you need, if you're looking for a specialty doctor, in the areas that surround Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Miramar, and even going west, Mariester, Navarre, Pensacola, there are plenty of medical facilities and different types of specialty doctors if that's what you require. So I've never had a bad experience for any of the doctors that I've gone to see. You can typically find plenty that have openings that are taking new patients. And I would say on average, you're waiting a couple weeks to a month for your appointment. And I've never had a problem rescheduling and getting something that's somewhat close. So I would say the medical facilities here are impeccable. The doctors are great. All the support staff and nurses are great too. So it's a great sign that all the healthcare facilities are such a high class here. So you'll absolutely love that, especially if that's something that is major for you to make sure you have all the things to be taken care of and enjoy what Fort Walton Beach offers. But that wraps it up, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, we get asked these questions all the time by buyers that are interested in moving to the area. These may seem like basic questions, but in reality, you don't know until you actually live here or if you've visited here a number of times and actually know it. So if this is a new area to you and you want to know more and you're thinking about moving because it's absolutely gorgeous, I mean, I can't blame you if you want to, that you want to know everything about it. So these are just the questions we get asked all the time from buyers that are interested in moving to the area, especially in Fort Walton Beach. So I hope answering these questions kind of helped you make that decision, or at least move you in the right decision to be moving to Fort Walton Beach. But as always, thank you for watching. If you are interested in making a move over here, then reach out to us. You can give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email. I will leave our contact information right here. And again, give us a call. We're happy to help in any way we can. Again, my name is Garrett with the O'Leary Brothers team at Lead Realty, and I will see you in the next one.